There's a kid in Plainview who's been writing down evidence of his own crimes for 20 years and not one adult has stopped him. I need to talk about Greg Heffley. And not because he's a bad kid. Lots of fictional characters are bad. I mean, this boy is running on empty. Zero aura. Vacuum sealed. First page of the book, he stops to tell us that this is a journal and not a diary. Nobody asked. There's nobody in the room. He's alone, mid-argument with a person who doesn't even exist. And then he tells us why he's writing it. So that when he's rich and famous, he won't have to answer people's questions out loud. He's 12. He's drafting his press for a career he hasn't even picked out yet. He hasn't decided what he's going to be famous for. That part's just locked in. Then he tells us where he lands in the school popularity rankings. And first of all, when you're talking about school popularity, that's how I know you're a bum. Somewhere in the 50s out of a couple hundred kids, and he's happy with it. He calls that a solid spot with room to grow. He also made the list. That's the thing. He's the one who made the list. He sat down and ranked 200 children and placed himself at 52nd. That's like walking into school on Monday and telling everybody they call you the wolf. Now Rowley. Greg writes down in his own handwriting that one of the perks of Rowley is that Rowley's easier to be in charge of. He wrote that. And then he went to bed. Slept great. And every time something goes wrong, Greg's already gone. He's a smoke bomb. There's no version of this friendship where he's standing next to Rowley when it cost him anything. Safety patrol. He borrows Rowley's coat. Wearing the coat, he chases a group of kindergartners. Rowley gets identified by the coat and takes the fall. And Greg just stands there with his mouth shut and gets promoted for it. He robbed his best friend and the money wasn't even real. Then Rowley draws a little comic. Greg says it's stupid. The whole school loves it. Greg immediately wants his name on it. You cannot be a co-founder of something you called stupid on a Tuesday. And then the cheese. There's a piece of cheese on the blacktop. Apparently it's cursed. I mean, I don't know why it's cursed, but the school needs somebody to blame, and Greg just hands it on to Rowley. He torpedoed his best friend's entire social life to save his own, and it worked. That's the part that gets me. It worked. And bro, Greg Heffley is such a loser, bro. He just loses to everybody. Rank everyone in these books, and he finishes last, not near last. Fragley has never once wondered what somebody thought about him. Not one time. Complete peace, and he beats Greg without a plan, without trying, and without his shirt tucked in. As a matter of fact, not only does he beat him in this aspect, he's also stronger than Greg. I mean, he completely spanked him in a wrestle. And Manny's a toddler with a diplomatic immunity. Manny commits a crime and their mom punishes Greg. Manny figured out the entire system at 4 years old. I mean, and Roderick's a menace, but Roderick's got a band, and Greg gets picked on by Rod, turns straight around, tries the exact same thing on Manny, and loses. He's middle management. He's middle management of getting bullied. And then the school play, The Wizard of Oz. He gets cast as a tree with no line, and instead of taking that quietly, he starts throwing apples at people in front of the entire audience and shuts the show down. I mean, at least he took initiative. That's the first time I've ever seen Greg do anything other than stay complacent. And then that's his big evil moment on a gym floor. $40 of lighting. Bro, there's one story I want to talk about specific, and it's about Big Shot. Bro, this guy is so bad at everything. He doesn't even make a real team. He gets landed on one that a bunch of other kids got cut. And okay, that's fine. Like, not everybody's gonna make the basketball team. But bro, they lose every single game. And the only reason they get into a tournament is because they lose every single game. The entry requirement is being exactly that bad. And then, bro, they lose to a team called the Mathletes. How do you lose to a team called the Mathletes? And then at the end of the book, in the final game, when everyone lost, then they play against a team called the Funky Dunkers. And they're getting carried by this guy with 1 foot. He's playing with 1 foot. And then at the end of the game, some kid, he breaks his foot. Coach's own son, Greg, gets sent to the other team and gets called the secret weapon. And he gets put on the other team. And they don't even want to pass him the ball. They think he's that bad. And then in the last moment of the game, he gets the ball and he just chucks the ball. He just chucks the ball and he scores for the opposite team, for the opposing team. I mean, like, bro, and that's the only time he's ever won. He's only ever won for another team. For another team, that's the only time he's ever won. So, yeah, I mean, that's the end of the story. I mean, this kid is just a bum. Hey, like and comment down below what you guys think about